last few days I've gone out there. I've pushed the limit a bit on what I usually talk about, and I've been talking about ground, right? We talked about being on shaky ground, talked about that there is no ground, and today I want to talk about tapping the ground. Welcome to Daily Whispers. Hey, listen, I am not making any promises to be coherent, at least coherent at a certain level. What I want to share with you is my process of what I go through every day. The highs, the lows, the in-betweens, the shakiness, the uncertainty, the doubt, the fear, the ecstasy, the elation, the confidence. It's all there. In fact, Nietzsche said that he called this life, a life of full catastrophe. Full catastrophes. We get it all in one lifetime. How blessed are we? And so today I want to explore with you this sense of tapping the ground. And I'm using terminology that I've used from my studies, and it is often referred to as the ground of being, the ground of our being, our true nature. As I talk about in my book, our natural state of aliveness. And so while the world is spinning out there, while we're flying through the air without a parachute, and while there is no ground beneath us, there is a ground within us. And that is really the path of awakening, the path of becoming more self-realized is knowing that inner ground. Some call it true north. But today I just want to lightly touch on how we can, in the midst of chaos, confusion, uncertainty, we can tap our ground, that inner source, inner stability, inner steadiness, inner balance, inner harmony, inner calm, clarity, wisdom. And we do that through practice. Some people innately know. I think people that are close to the earth, live close to the earth, live close to animals, other living entities, perhaps have an easier time with tapping their inner ground. I don't know. I mean, that is such an assumption. But I think for most of us that live in our busy mind, spend our days on digital devices, on concrete, in traffic, on speed, we have a harder time even knowing where our inner ground is. So if there's anything I can share with you is my own process of how I find that inner ground and remind myself to come home. Come home, Kara. You're spinning out of control. Come home. How do I come home? It's obvious, right? It's so obvious that we often step right over it. It's pausing, taking a few deep breaths, turning off the devices, spending a few moments in complete silence, perhaps eyes closed, knowing when you need solitude. I know when I need solitude. Boy, I start to, I feel like my eyes roll back. I get that sense I cannot handle any more stimulation, especially from other humans. These are ways of coming back in, coming home to self, tapping, touching that inner ground of our being, that true nature. And so while there is no ground out there, and we're never going to have those ducks in a row, right? No ducks, no row. We're never going to figure it all out. It's never going to be just perfect. We can find solace. In fact, a lot of, in Buddhist traditions, they call it taking refuge. Right? We take refuge in ourselves and that space, that natural state of our being whole, where we are whole. So for today, I just encourage you to look at what few ways, you don't need a ton. I gave you a bunch of examples, but you could just have a handful that really work for you. A couple of ways that help, that you tap your ground, that you're able to find your inner stability, inner steadiness. This is how we manage to, again, I used that word. Yesterday I used that word a lot. I want to nix that from my vocabulary. I don't think it's a useful word, actually. But it's how we learn to surf the inevitable change out there and uncertainty in our lives. Tapping the ground, touching the ground, finding your true north, whatever words work for you, that inner self, inner stability. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. I so value your time. And if I could ever do anything to be of service to you, all you need to do is reach out to me. I truly mean that. Find me on social, email me at hello@karabradley.net. Let me know how I can serve you or what you'd like to speak about or like me to speak about on these shows. Please share this with a friend. That's all I ask for today. Share it with a friend. It's how we grow exponentially, actually. It's kind of fun. So I thank you for that. And you go out there and you go shine your light so freaking brightly that people just flock to you and say, "What are you doing?" This is how we walk each other home. Be well.